One of my favorite real estate investment trusts out there is VICI Property, stock ticker VICI, currently trading at $33.93 per share. We can see over the past year, they're up about 21.5%. So to put into perspective just how good that is, let's go ahead and look at some comparisons. If we look at Realty Income Corp, stock ticker O, over the past year, they're down 3%. VNQ, which is Vanguard's real estate investment trust, index fund is down 17.58%, and the S&P 500 down 7.52% over that same time period. So this company has definitely way outperformed the market, and it's actually a company I added to my dividend portfolio a couple months ago. I'll go ahead and zoom in so you can see just a little bit better, but if we scroll over here and come down, you can see I'm currently up about 6% on this position. Now there's a couple of other things that I want to quickly point out before we found the fair value of this company. And the first point is they own some of the highest quality real estate in the United States by owning Las Vegas real estate. So while a lot of real estate investment trusts are going to own companies like Dollar General, convenience stores, or even gas stations, they truly own property that is irreplaceable. And what I like about this company even more is they have incredible pricing power, which is going to really help them during times of inflation. They include annual rent escalators in each of their master leases, of which 47% are not capped, and 96% of their lease agreements have a minimum 2% escalator and are CPI linked. That is absolutely huge. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into my real estate investment trust valuation spreadsheet to see if we can find the intrinsic value. We'll be looking at some other fair value models, as you can see right here, and we'll all roll into our output tab. So let's go ahead and jump over to our stock screener. If you'd like to be able to download the spreadsheet, then you can head over to my Patreon page at the link in the description. But let's go ahead and come up here and plug in the stock ticker VICI and hit enter, and you can see all of this data is going to automatically load in. We're currently looking at a 500-day change, so they've definitely seen some nice price appreciation, but there have been opportunities, as you can see. Coming over here and looking at the dividend, we can see they're currently paying out $1.56 per share, which gives them a really nice starting dividend yield of 4.6%. Now the payout ratio is showing around 120%, but if you know anything about REITs, that's not really a good way to judge the safety of their dividend payouts, but we'll talk about that just a little bit later. If we come down here, we can see analysts currently have a target price of $38 per share, institutional ownership very, very high at 98.6, and a beta of 0.94, so you'll typically see a little less volatility than that of the greater market. But let's go ahead and jump into our first valuation, and that's going to be the AFFO multiples valuation. And essentially, this is just a way to see how the market is valuing companies that are similar in structure. So you can see our comparable companies right here, and we're looking at their price to AFFO multiple. They have an average of 18.58. Now the price to AFFO multiple for VICI is currently sitting at 15.86. So when we plug this into our model, which you can see right here, the formula, we come to an intrinsic value of $39.73 per share, a little bit higher than that current trading price, and it's actually pretty close to what analysts had for their target price as well. Now, typically the next thing I like to look at is the historical price to FFO multiple, but this company's not been publicly traded for very long, so we really don't have enough data to perform this valuation. So moving forward, we're gonna have to look at our dividend discount model, and this is something I absolutely love about this company. Now, like we already mentioned, really nice starting dividend yield of 4.6%, but we saw that payout ratio 120%, but I mentioned FFO payout ratio is a much better way to judge the safety of a REIT's payouts, and we can see it's currently sitting at 64.91% for VICI, so very safe dividend payouts currently for this company. But I plugged in the quarterly dividend payouts, as we can see right here, so we can see how much the company pays out each year. And for a REIT, they have really good dividend growth year over year, as you can see, 3.5, 10.7, 9, and 8.33. That's an average growth rate of almost 8%, which for a REIT, again, is very, very good. So moving forward, I'm projecting a dividend growth rate of 4.25, discount rate of 8.5, and that gives us a dividend discount model price per share of $38.27. Now, the next valuation model I have included on this spreadsheet is the net asset value model. I typically don't perform this valuation model because there's so many different variables that can come into play and really kind of makes it hard to come up with a fair value. But if you do download this spreadsheet on my Patreon, I'd definitely check this out. There's a handy sensitivity analysis where you can see based on the cap rate applied and next year's net operating income, what the intrinsic value would be. But moving forward and looking at our output tab, we can see the two valuations we perform, the AFFO multiples and our dividend discount. And when we average these two together, we come to an intrinsic value of $39 even. The current trading price for this company is $33.90. So that's a difference of 13%. So let's say we apply a 10% margin of safety. Based upon this, our acceptable buy price for this company is around $35.10, meaning it could be a good time to consider buying this company. If we apply a 20% margin of safety, our acceptable buy price is around $31.20, which is actually pretty close to where I added to my portfolio just a couple of months ago. So it's not quite in that buy range with a 20% margin of safety, but it is getting pretty close. So there's definitely a lot to like about this company. Obviously, I added it to my personal portfolio, and if we jump back over to Seeking Alpha, we can actually see that Seeking Alpha gives it really good grades as well. The authors, Wall Street, and the quant all buy signals, and if we look at the valuation, the growth, profitability, momentum, and revisions, all really good grades from Seeking Alpha. So I definitely think, while there is a lot of hype around this company currently, I definitely think it's justified, and it's definitely a REIT that you should consider adding to your personal portfolio. Great starting dividend yield, good starting dividend growth, and I think it's trading at a good valuation and will perform very well for many years to come. So there you go. There is an analysis on VICI Properties. Go ahead and let me know what you think of this company in the comments down below. If you'd like to be able to download this spreadsheet, then you can head over to my Patreon page at the link in the description. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.